As we look over the enchanting land of Exandria, we can see how it's a desirable vacation destination due to its incredible scenery and— What the f*** is that? Welcome back to a Compendium of Monsters. It's Aeorian Reverser Week. Before we continue, pop those healing hands on that subscribe button before the Reverser takes your magic away. Seriously, your support helps me out a lot. From Matthew Mercer's Exandria's Guide to Wildmount, Aeorian Reversers are challenge level 8, and it's clear this motherfucker just ate everything in sight until it got big. This large monstrosity has an armor class of 15, average hit points of 133, a speed of 40 feet, a climbing speed of 40 feet, and dark vision out to 120 feet. Aeorian Reversers cannot speak any languages, but understand Draconic. Aeorian Reversers are immune to necrotic and radiant damage, which is a f***ing weird pairing because it's one of the few monsters clearly designed to be anti-paladin or anti-cleric. Aeorian Reversers have a single ability, and it's the best ability to have if you only have one. Magic Resistance. Groan. Magic Resistance causes Aeorian Reversers to have advantage on saving throws against spells and magical effects, because they clearly needed the help. Aeorian Reversers have a triple multi-attack that allows them to make 2 attacks with their claws and 1 attack with their bite. With average damage of 27, it's a little low for a challenge level 8 creature. What's the matter? You run out of muscle or something? Or is it all just for show? Turns out the joke is on me thanks to the Aeorian Reversers reaction. Reversal! Finally, the Cha-Cha Slide is making a comeback. Reversal allows the Aeorian Reverser to stop healing within 30 feet of it, causing the target to receive no healing and instead take an average of 13 force damage. If I was a dedicated healer, that would piss me the off. However, this ability has a super easy counter because of its wording. Not even Matthew Mercer is immune to my language nitpick f***ery. When a creature the Reverser can see within 30 feet of it regains hit points, the Reverser reduces the number of hit points regained to 0. The Aeorian Reverser reduces, not can reduce. Without the reactive trait, it's incredibly simple for parties to fish the Aeorian Reverser's reversal and put it on a target of their choice, while saving valuable healing slots for party members. This is best done with something like a level 1 Cure Wounds or a single charge of Lay on Hands. Also, since the wording doesn't specify a creature from an ally or enemy faction, you could use a healing spell on a different enemy and trigger the reversal on them instead. Aeorian Reversers were once normalish humanoids and beasts, but magic from Aeorian mages has transformed them into creatures who love fighting and killing. You don't say! I had them lined up to win the Cuddliest Teddy Bear Award. Aeorian Reversers are typically bound to a handler that they will not attack, though for some reason they won't attack their species or other Aeorian hunters. It could be due to the amount of investment the mages put into binding these wackadoos into service, but I've now noticed another design flaw. Aeorian Reversers seem likely to attack other handlers. I suppose one could interpret the handler's binding as implicit protection from any Aeorian Reverser. I just feel really strongly that a creature this jacked up to f***ing ravage everything in sight, in a bad way, would be a loose cannon just waiting to go off. Aeorian Reversers do not age and have a limitless amount of memory storage, which is a f***ing shame considering they can't talk. Because of the nature of their creation, Aeorian Reversers are likely to have the locations of rare relics or magic items tucked away in their little brains. You could try using Detect Thoughts or Modify Memory to get some information out of one, but just remember it has advantage on its saving throw. DMs, you're running an ambush or melee brute that is typically backed up by a standard mage or relevant type of caster. I personally would run it with an evocation wizard to sculpt fireball around the Aeorian Reverser. Both creatures should start combat in a surprise round, which gives you an opportunity to inflict extra damage on your players. Have the mage cast Greater Invisibility on the Aeorian Reverser, which allows it to attack with advantage and get attacked with disadvantage, assuming your players can even track where it is. Greater Invisibility lasts 10 rounds and allows the Aeorian Reverser to potentially deal a lot of damage without taking much damage in return. This tactic should encourage your players' characters to heal at some point, which sets them up to get immediately clobbered by Reversal. I don't imagine the fight will last long enough for a number of players to figure out how to use Reversal to their advantage, and don't give them any clues they haven't earned. Ideally, the Aeorian Reverser and the mage will focus down one player character at a time, as Reversal will block initial healing or force the rest of your party to choose between healing and doing damage. If a squishy player character thinks they're safe in a tree, have the Aeorian Reverser climb up and slap them down for free fall damage. Your accompanying mage should never enter melee combat, and the mage will force the Aeorian Reverser to attack any player character damaging the mage. While it is expensive to create a new Aeorian hunter, it is more expensive to lose an experienced handler. Depending on the stakes involved in the battle, you can pursue combat a number of ways. If you're winning, you can have the mage attempt to force your player characters to surrender or cause a TPK and design a prison break encounter with some rare loot in the warden's office. If you're losing, you can have the Aeorian Reverser and mage flee, or you can sacrifice the Aeorian Reverser to cover the mage's escape. Save a 3rd or 4th level spell slot for fly and soar the away. Plus, if your party kills or captures an Aeorian Reverser, there's no way they're not going to spend time investigating its corpse to figure out what the hell they just fought. If your players kill the mage but not the Aeorian Reverser, the Aeorian Reverser is significantly stupider on its own. It will fight in a blind rage and attack whichever player character deals the most damage to it and fight until its death. Why won't it flee? Well, the experiments that brought the Aeorian Reverser into being made it f***ing crazy and willing to destroy itself. Layers! If you have a high passive perception score, you might spot the ambush before it happens, but that's only if your DM doesn't have the enemy mage cast greater invisibility on the Aeorian Reverser. If you find yourself getting attacked by an invisible force, there's absolutely a nearby caster you can smack the shit out of and remove their concentration. While the Aeorian Reverser has power to greatly hurt you, it's less able and intelligent than its handler. Killing the mage controlling the Aeorian Reverser allows you to more or less choose who the Aeorian Reverser attacks, as it will fight against the opponent hurting it the most. It will not flee no matter how much damage you deal to it, so don't expect a break until combat is over. Healing while fighting an Aeorian Reverser is tricky, but your best bet is to plan to do all your healing in a single round. Draw the reversal damage by healing the highest health player within 30 feet of the Aeorian Reverser, and then spend the rest of the round nuke healing everyone else. Don't spread healing over multiple rounds, because the Aeorian Reverser's reversal reaction is available at the start of the next round. There is a chance that your DM may not go with the as written ability and choose when the Aeorian Reverser uses its reversal. If that's the case, either talk to your DM or go with it. As far as using spells against the Aeorian Reverser, just bear in mind it has magic resistance. Its charisma and intelligence scores are fairly low, which does present a weakness, but I personally would rule against any kind of charm spell working on it while the handler is still alive. Anyways, what do you all think of Aeorian Reversers? Let me know in the comments below. A special thank you to my patrons. And thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, share my video on your Twitter, Facebook, or other social media, and make the leap to become one of my patrons on Patreon. I'll see you all next time.